Your spreadsheet is screaming important information at you, but you can't hear it because it's speaking in numbers. What if I told you there is a way to make your data speak in terms of colors? Green for high performance, red for low performance, and perfect gradients for everything in between. This isn't just about making your data look pretty. It's about unlocking the hidden patterns inside your data that numbers alone can't reveal. And for those of you who will watch this video till the very end, I'll give you a custom conditional formatting formula which I use daily in my task management apps. Hi, my name is Ujjwal and you're watching Stupid Simple Tutorials. And in this video, you will learn how to highlight high priority data sets in Google Sheets so they stand out immediately. We'll master the concepts of conditional formatting and how to make your data pop on places where they are important. So we will be using this Google Sheet in this video. So head over to the description box in this video and just make your own copy of this Google Sheet and let's get started. Now, before you start using this version of Google Sheet, I want you to make some changes to fit your own view time. That means depending on when you're watching this video, the conditional formatting might differ a bit. So just follow along what I'm trying to say here. So you see this due date column? I just want you to do something. Just scroll down and you will see a new list of values that are reflected here. It will be mostly the days and date when you are watching this video. So all you have to do is just right click, click on copy, head over to the due date column, select the entire thing, and just right click, go to paste special and click on values only. We'll cover these paste special functionalities in greater detail in the future lessons, so don't worry about that. Just follow along and learn conditional formatting for this video. Now, I'll just double click here so that the width of the column is adjusted accordingly. Now let's have a look on what is inside this Google Sheet. So we have task name, we have assigned to, that means it is assigned to certain team member. We have due dates to complete this task. What is the current status of this task and what is the priority? A general use case of Google Sheets. Now, I just want to format things out so that I can understand what is important, what is not in a better way. So how I'm going to do that is where you'll have to pay attention. So let's first start with the status column. So before I go with conditional formatting, you need to understand what conditional formatting is. Conditional formatting is nothing but it is a clever name for something which I say format if. So you'll have to add a condition and based on that condition, the formatting will be applied. As simple as that. So with the status column selected, I will head over to format and then I will head over to conditional formatting. Now, conditional formatting has various fields. Now, first thing is where are you applying this field? So if you have already selected something, it will appear here in form of cell range. Now, if you see the next step, we have format rules. Now, it says format cells if is not empty and we have other conditions here. So we have many conditions inside this. It is empty, it's not empty, and you can look over them at your free time. So what we are going to do here is we will use is equal to. Now, when I use is equal to, I'll just write here the value. So what is the value? The value is, I'll just go here, click, just copy this value and I'll come here and I will paste it. And as you can see, I just pasted this. So when the status of the task is in progress, I want the cell background to have a yellow color. So simple. I'll go to fill color and then I'll select yellow and then I'll click on the done button to make sure the conditional formatting is applied. And as you can see, anything that has in progress in status is exactly yellow in color. Now, the important thing to note here is that the spelling matters here. As you can see, in progress, I is capitalized, P is capitalized. You'll have to make sure the exact spelling is listed there in the is equal to condition. Only then the conditional formatting will be applied. Okay. Now let's apply some more conditional formatting. I'll select the column again, click on format and apply conditional formatting. I'll add another rule. The another rule that I'm going to apply is for the completed cell. I'll just click on copy and I'll select the condition is equal to again. I'll just paste the value here. And after pasting the value, I will apply the condition that it will have a green cell background color for something which is completed. I'll click on done. And as you can see, the conditional formatting is now applied for the complete status of the status column. Now, in a similar fashion, we can work our ways around the priority column. Now, if I selected the priority column, I'll go to format, head over to conditional formatting. And with the priority column selected, I will select is equal to again, and I will select here. The reason I'm copying and pasting these values are I don't commit a spelling mistake. So what I'll do is I'll head over to priority section, copy the cell value and paste it here. As you can see, it was pasted and I'll just give it a light red background. So I understand the priority is high and I'll click on done. And the conditional formatting is now applied. Now let's see how we apply conditional formatting to the date column. So before you apply conditional formatting to this column, just make sure you have copy pasted these values over here, just like I showed you in the starting of this video. Okay. Now The next thing I have to do is I'll select the date column. I'll go to format, I'll go to conditional formatting, and I'll start applying conditional formatting to this column. And how do I do that is, now if the due date of that particular task is already gone, that means it's a priority thing and we should give that a priority. So how do we do that is simple. If the content on that cell is a date which is less than today, that means it is before today, we need to highlight them on something like red or something, okay? So how we do that is I'll just click here, click on date is before, and the icon is today. And what I will do is give that a red background and maybe make it bold and also give that a red color. Okay, and I'll click on done. And as you can see, the task to which the due date is already crossed is now having a red highlighted formatting. So this is showing what is already overdue and we need to do something about it. Now, as you can see in this list of cells, there is a place which is empty. That means no one is assigned to that plan, which is plan holiday party. So what I'm going to do is just highlight these cells and make sure when the list scrolls, that empty cell is highlighted some way so that people understand that this cell needs to be filled or someone needs to be assigned to that cell. I'll go to format, I'll go to conditional formatting again. And what I'm going to do here is I'll just click on is empty and give that a subtle gray color and click on done. And as you can see, the empty cell is also now highlighted. So why I'm doing all of these is because I need to pay attention on things that matter the most. Now, currently, the list only has 9 tasks. What if it has 50 tasks, hundreds of tasks? And many team members are looking at this sheet, so they need to make sure which task they should put more focus on. And if the Google Sheet doesn't have these conditional formatting, important things will not receive the priority. Now, the next thing that I want to show you is how to use color scales. That is yet another important tool I use in Google Sheets very often. I'll just slide to the right. And as you can see, I have this data here, which is a widget A, widget B, some sample data, and the units that are sold. Now, when this list goes long, I want to focus more on the goods that were sold the most. That means our best selling product. So how I can show that is very simple. I'll just click on the unit sold icon. I'll go to format and then click on conditional formatting and head over to color scale. And as you can see, a default color scaling formatting is already applied. So if you see the format rules here, the preview is shown like this. And as you can see, it starts from white to green, white to yellow. Now you need to understand what these actually mean. White to red means that the scaling will be applied. So when the numbers are less, it will be having more whiter tone. And if the numbers are high, it will be having a red tone, a dense red tone. You can see we have white to red and we also have red to white. And you can clearly see the difference. If we select white to red, the lower numbers are having a whiter tone and the higher numbers are having a red tone. In the similar fashion, if I choose red to white, the higher numbers are having a white background and lower numbers are having a red background. So you need to understand how these default formattings are applied. If you scroll down, you can apply your custom color formatting here as well. Now, the minimum value will have some color and the maximum value will have some color. Now, if you want to apply some midpoint values, you will have to select a number, a percent or a percentile based on that. And we can apply a midpoint values as well. Now, midpoint values is something which you will have to determine because for this, let's say I choose a midpoint value to be 150 and the color I have applied there is, let's say, a green color. So as you can see, the mid values are having that are closer to 150 are having a greenish shade. The values that are close to 210 are having a combination of green and red. So you're getting what I'm trying to say here, right? You can go as creative as possible while using these color scales. So you understand which goods are being sold most, or it can be valid for any suitable scenarios. Now this brings me to the most important part is how do you understand what formatting is applied when you are given a Google Sheets. So if I select on this column, I'll head over to format and then I'll head over to conditional formatting again. I will understand what formatting is applied on that column. This is very important because in future, when you come back to a sheet which is older, you will not understand what formatting is applied where, and you can make the changes as you want just right here. Now, if I go to any of the cells, you will see I have the conditional formatting rules mentioned everywhere, wherever the cell is applied. So the cell is empty, will have this. If the date is before, it will have this. Depending on the status of the task, these will be the values. Now, for those of you who are watching this video till here, I have a bonus for you. Now, the bonus is very simple conceptual logic. So if you see the priority is high and the status of the task is completed, I don't want to highlight the due date as red or something because it makes common sense because it is already completed. Why do I want to pay more attention there? So how do we make sure that the conditional formatting is now dependent on the status of that task? So to make sure that is happening, I'll select the column and first I will delete the formatting that is already applied. So next thing what I'll do is I'll select these cells and after I've selected them, I'll add another rule and I'll click on the format rules and I'll go to custom formula. And in this formula bar, and since we have not gone into custom formulas for formatting yet, so what I've done is I have given you a formula already ready in the description box of this video, and you can just go there, write the equal sign first here and paste that formula from the description box, and you will see a kind of formatting that is applied here. Now, I'll apply the same formatting, just give that text color a red, give that background a partial red and make it bold, and I'll click on done. And as you can see, the formula is applied. It is showing me a conditional formatting for them. So I don't have to pay attention on tasks which are already completed. I only have to pay attention on the task which already has the due date crossed, right? Now, yet another bonus for you is completely converting them into drop downs. How do we do that? It's simple. I'll just click on them, click right click, and I'll click on convert to drop down. And as you can see, this is converted to drop down. I'll do the same thing for here, select these cells, convert to drop down, and I'll again select these cells, right click and convert to drop down. And when I do that, it makes me easier to manage things. Like, I'll show you how. I'll just change the values, and as you can see, the conditional formatting is now changing based on how I change the values, right? You see how useful that is? So that is all for this video. If you think these videos are really helping you in your Google Sheets journey, just hit that like button, also subscribe to this channel, hit that bell icon so that you get notified whenever I post a new video. That is all for this video, guys, and I'll see you in the next one.